Okay, so this is the test run of the highway. Josh needs to go through the highway. Getting an interview right now. Just audio of what he thought. This is my zombie controller guide. And his attacking, he actually just wiped me out. I only did 20 points of damage, so. So this is just, and then he had 4 characters. I let him level it up. And so this is just what we found after the first test run. First thing we gotta do is change, and now you're gonna see black. The stamina and health were far too high. I had like 200, 250, ranging depending on the character.
Yes. So, I mean, starting out at level 1, you should start out at lower health, lower stamina. Because as in any game, you start out, you're not going to have godlike strength and godlike.
Right.
So, I mean, as you level up, it should go up. Start out at maybe...
We were thinking, like 15 stamina?
15 stamina, that gives you enough for 3 waves per character, so you can have the characters in for 3 waves of zombies, and then you can switch them out in between, You could do Cyrus and Louis, and then next wave you switch, and you want to keep Louis, you switch Cyrus out for Rebecca, so
Louis and
Cyrus only uses up 5 points, and you can always have him as a fallback.
Right. And that's that switching that we wanted you to do, so that actually helps by having the lesser stamina and health.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, as you build up, the enemies are going to get harder, and the damage they deal are going to get harder, so your health and your stamina should go up, and it should increase because, say you start out with a little 6-shooting handgun, and later on in the game you get a machine gun. Well, it's going to take a lot more stamina to control the aim.
Right, but then you get that equal payout that it's going to do more damage to more enemies.
Yeah. So, I mean, even though you're going to do more damage to more enemies, it's going to take a lot more stamina holding and aiming.
Right.
So it's instead of 5 stamina, say at a level 15, it may take 25. And by that time, you have 250 stamina.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the other thing is then, say you do find that machine gun, not every character is going to be able to pick it up and use it.
Yeah, I mean, machine guns aren't the lightest in real life, and you know that. And some scrawny little teeny bopper is not going to be able to pick it up, control it, and stay on his feet. He's going to be knocked right on his butt.
Right. Characters like Louis and Marie can use it, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But, something like Justin where he's, 17 years old, yeah, he'd be knocked to the ground unless,
well, I mean, it all
unless
depends
he
on
leveled
his
up.
body build. He
He's
could be
a little whippet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if he was a muscular football player, there's a better chance of him being able to control it, but still there's that chance to not be able to, where we get on to the second point. Instead of automatically attacking, you got, it's going to be like a roll for ability to attack, and if you roll a lower number, you could cause damage to yourself, your team, your weapon could break. A higher number could be like a dead shot, and it could cause more damage to the character.
Yeah. I think that would also depend, though, on how you have your people spread out.
Yeah.
If you have a support character that all of a sudden is shooting, they're more likely to be in the background and their teammates ahead of them.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that happening if it, when it gets to an actual game format.
Yeah, and another thing, guns, weapons, you get wear and tear. You can't constantly fire, say, a full machine gun without it overheating.
Right.
And a baseball bat can only take so many hits before it breaks.
Yeah.
And if you incorporate like 2x4s, metal pipes.
Oh yeah, stuff that you'd be able to find.
So you're gonna have wear and tear on the weapons. So the more you use it, the less efficient it's going to get.
Right, and that should also depend on what kind of weapons you're given. You know, obviously, like a crowbar is going to be able to handle a lot more stress than something made of wood.
But, you know, you also got to determine for, like, the melee weapons, the bats, the stuff, you got to determine the weight, because if you constantly swing it, then the stamina's going to go down. You know, you can't sit there in real life and just swing a crowbar for 15 hours without your arms getting tired.
Oh, yeah, I mean, after the third time, you're going to be like, oh, God.
So, yeah.
Which, yeah, goes back to the stamina being low at first, because, you know, in real life, the more you do something, the better you're going to get at it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you had still the 250 for the stamina, you'd, like you said, you'd be swinging it for 15 hours, and
I mean,
you'd still be
going.
You
could start out with the first two characters in the wave and have two supporting characters in the background, and you could probably go 6 rounds before having to switch them out.
Yeah.
And by that time, your characters are going to level up, and the stamina's going to come back, and the health is going to come back, so it's an unfair advantage for the enemy.
Alrighty. So, for the second run, I think we still need a lot of work, but at least, you know, since I lost the recordings for the first two, and the papers are all kind of, they were a lot messier. So, I mean, I think we got a lot for the second run. The third one should be better.
Yeah.
We'll have more recordings for the third one, but at least, you know, it's a start.
Yeah, I mean,